Hello, Leo, and welcome. I'm Adriana. I'm an evolutionary life coach. And today, you and I are going to go on a journey through the cards to uncover your spiritual message and focus for the week. So let's get started. Our first card is the energy sent to you by the universe, but it's also your theme. So we've got Three of Cups. This is great. Creativity, joy, flow, and the idea of sharing with others, the idea of being very connected to those who are like-hearted and in the same kind of creative space as you, those who value the same creativity the same way that you value it, and people that you feel not only very at home with, but feel inspired by. Somehow, when you're together, you kind of get this sense that you were all born of the same kind of like peas in the pod. You have the same kind of spiritual substance within you. And so being connected to those people makes you feel very alive and very rejuvenated. If you're not in the space of having actual people like that around you, this is a reminder to really tap into your creativity and be willing to share it with others. Be willing to go beyond just the realm of doing it for yourself. This is really about getting it out there. And then seeing the energy come back to you, some that just flew in. When you're putting that creative energy out, the energy comes back to you in a different way, but because the creativity comes from your heart and soul, you get more kind of soulful energy, soulful opportunities just by putting that creativity out there. Yeah. And that's exactly what you're trying to do. Eight of Wands. You're trying to get something moving into the future, a big project, a big undertaking. And this is something that you know may take some time, but you're really looking for it to come back, or you're looking for it to mature and flourish, thinking within the next 8 months. But what this is talking about is you don't have to look so far out into the future. This is actually a little secret here. The more you're in your creativity, the more you're connected to your soul, and the more your soul can bring you different kinds of opportunities that really also help to galvanize this forward movement. So it's not like you put this wand out there and then you'd rest on your laurels waiting for the wand to flourish and to grow. You connect to this creativity, you get that energy out into the universe, and that creates its own kind of momentum for you. Okay, wow. Speaking of momentum, here comes our chariot into the Lord, or with the Lord. Huh. Okay, very interesting. And then the lady on either side. Now, this is fascinating, my friends. Look at this. The lady is 3, the Lord is 4, and the chariot is 7. So the combination of these energies together gives us this way crazy forward movement momentum. 3 is also 3 of Cups. Remember, lady was 3, and then our 3 of Cups here. Wow, this is such an amazing reading, Leo. We are driving home that idea of creativity. The lady is that creative, abundant flow, that feminine energy that just flows and makes and makes and makes. She's very fertile, you can see, and sometimes pregnancy can refer to creative projects or creative endeavors because you're literally giving birth to something. All of that activity, whether it's bearing a child or creating something, it comes from the second chakra, which is all about flow. So they come from the same place, right? So what this lady is so involved in the creative flow that she just is abounding with all of these different forms on the earth, all of these different kinds of creative forms. So it's even getting creative about your creativity. So what you think of as creativity might be in a box. It might be, okay, well, my creative endeavors are when I play this instrument, or when I paint this, or when I do poetry, or when I make this. But maybe creativity could be touching much bigger parts of your life. Maybe there's a creative way to make dinner. Maybe there's a more creative way to solve a problem. Maybe there's a more creative way to revamp your business. It's really allowing that creativity to touch every aspect of your life. There's cups here, which is water, and there's a lot of water. Oops, she decided to go a different way. There's a lot of water on this card, and water is that idea of touching everything. So allowing your creativity to touch other parts of your life, so it's not just relegated to one place. Okay, now when we have the Lord is literally making space for that creativity, protecting it and valuing it. He's literally the protector of this card. This card protects this card. Because sometimes in that vulnerability, in that creativity, the Empress or the lady can kind of lose herself. She doesn't know where to stop and she doesn't know when to stop. And also creating takes vulnerability. It takes what's on the inside you have to put out, right? And sometimes we need a little bit of protection from the rest of the world. If you're also an artist like me, when I'm first doing a creative project and it's just not quite formed yet, I feel very reluctant to show it to others because it's still very vulnerable. I haven't quite figured it out. I'm very sensitive to any comments or criticism someone might say. So I have to put a little bit of protective energy around it until it's strong enough to really have a life of its own. And when, I'm making a painting or I'm working on a piece of music, when I feel like I've put enough into it and I really know what it is, I don't care what anyone else says about it because it has a structure. It's got its feet on the ground and it has a life of its own. So this Lord is talking about making sure not only that you're making time for this creativity, that you're valuing it, but that you're also being smart about it. You don't want to be so discouraged by criticism because it was the wrong time to put something out that you stop. The important thing is that you protect your flow, you maintain your flow, whatever it takes to maintain your flow, you do. And then we have the lovely Chariot pushing you forward, the willpower. And so interesting, we have masculine and feminine, yin and yang, right? The dark would be the feminine, the light is the masculine. Feminine, masculine. So these themes over and over, because the two are driving forward, the Empress, the Lady energy, and the Lord energy are driving your willpower forward. You have all of this positive forward movement towards your goal. The universe, as well as your soul, as well as your own willpower, are moving so fast forward that nothing can stop. Nothing can stop you. But again, this has to do, it all starts with the flow. It all starts with the creativity. It's really just so amazing, isn't it? It's almost like once you get in the zone, you get this creativity going out different places, and you've got enough protection and structure behind the creativity. All of a sudden, you're galvanized forward, and you're moving towards your goal even faster than you were before. So creativity is really the engine driving your vehicle this week, Leo, and it's being creative about creativity itself and not limiting it to one aspect. Creativity means thinking outside the box, coming up with new solutions, or trying different things. It means stretching. It means making something new. It's not just relegated to one thing. It goes everywhere. So questions about that, please let me know. I always love to hear from you. And thank you so much for sharing your time and energy with me. Please like and subscribe also if you haven't done so. And I am revamping my website, but if you need immediate guidance or advice, I do have some offerings available. These old offerings on my website, trueguidancetarot.com, will stand until I have the new things in place. But just understand I'm going under a little bit of a shift myself. So I will look forward to seeing you next time, and have a great week.